Something I see pretty consistently with solving hard problems is that a lot of the time what you think is the real problem isn't the real problem. What you think the true problem isn't the true problem. Like what you think the true root of the problem is isn't the true root of the problem. And it's interesting because it often ends up being something else. Um, what's also interesting is that you kind of often don't see it till like the problem has already been solved. So you don't see it till later that the root was not in fact the root. Now if I think back to all the different problems I've solved, I think it's by experimenting and taking action and trying different things that I ended up doing it. But like just trying to diagnose it, I didn't always come up with what the true root was. um, a lot of the time it isn't what you think it is, and then when you come up with a solution you are surprised and amazed. And a lot of the time you come up with a solution in action, in doing things. So there's that. And I think that's it. I don't know, it's just interesting and it's tricky, but a lot of the time, yeah, what you think the real problem is isn't the real problem. And you have to, when in those situations, you have to go by what you know for sure, what you know to be fact, what you know to be true, and then after that, what you can guess to be true. What can you guess to be correct? And then that kind of goes a long way. What can you guess to be true, know to be true, guess to be correct, and then taking action on those things, and then experimenting and trying things, and setting out to take action on certain things. But that's how you solve the problem, you know? It's not always in just abstractly trying to diagnose it. While that does help, I think more than diagnosing is diagnosing this may be the problem, but then diagnosing action things that you can do so that you can solve it, action steps that you can take. A lot of the time, the learning is in the doing. The learning is in the practical things you go out and do. And you end up kind of solving the problem in doing, and not in thinking about it too much, but then yeah, just in this moment, in a lot of moments, what you think the true problem is, the true root of the problem is not what you think it is. Consider that. What you think the true problem is, a lot of the time it isn't what you think it is. And often it's something you wouldn't have expected. But if you continue to take action, continue to experiment, continue to work on it, you'll tend to find the solution, and you'll tend to find a good solution. And one final thing is that when you found a solution, it doesn't necessarily mean it's the end solution. Often there are continually better ways over time, and you continue to find better and better solutions. So there's that too. And ultimately all we can do is not crash, so have it in a way where you have a long time to experiment and play with it, remain positive, and then just kind of try to keep showing up and keep working on it. I think that's the best bet that you have. And a lot of the time, yeah, you'll find that solution in action. So that's just some thoughts on problem solving and why what you think the true root of the problem is isn't often the true problem.